Did you hear that the Stampin' Up's new annual catalog started this week? I'm so excited to share with you the Tea Boutique suite. We're going to create 2 cards tonight. Hi, my name is Amanda Farlinger, and I help busy women create memories while crafting cards and scrapbook layouts using stamps, ink, and paper. So in this new catalog, I know it's on the small screen right now, but I'll show you a better image here in just a minute. So in here, there's a new suite called the Tea Boutique Suite, and it's on pages 12 and 13 of the catalog. Now, there should be a link for the catalog in the description, so make sure you snag that so you can have a peek at the beautiful new in colors and this beautiful paper and the stamp set and dies. And there's also a card and envelopes that are in the suite. So we're going to use all of those tonight. So I'm just going to switch the camera around. All right, so pages 12 and 13 have these gorgeous cards to give you ideas of what you can make using this suite. And then page 13 shows you the designer series paper, cards and envelopes, and also the stamp set. And the dies are shown really small down here. All right. So this is the Tea Boutique suite. So it's there listed right up. I know you can't really see the small thing, can you? But one nice number, 158670. So everything that's on page 13 is included in this suite. So, which is great. You just, one number can order it all. All right, now let's start with in colors, because this suite includes all 5 new in colors. All right, so here is, I think it's Tahitian Tide. So it's a really bright blue. Sweet Sorbet, which is looking kind of orange on my screen, but it is kind of a bright red. Parakeet Party. Orchid Oasis, which is now my new favorite purple. It's tied with Wisteria Wonder from the Subtles, and Starry Sky. All right, so I have to show you some of the purples and move the ink out of the way. So we have Blackberry Bliss, Rich Razzleberry. They're both from the Regals. Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather, which are 2 of my favorite purples. And then Fresh Freesia, I say it wrong, I know I do, is the 2021 to 2023 in color. And then we have Orchid Oasis, which is a new purple. It kind of matches my shirt, doesn't it? So you can see, now the colors aren't quite true because it's kind of dark out and I don't have white light, but you can see kind of how they look. So I also wanted to show what the Sweet Sorbet looks like. So we have Melon Mambo. Oh, I don't grab the wrong ones here. 1 second. All right, so Calypso Coral and Poppy Parade. So subtles and brights. And then from the Regals, we have Cherry Cobbler and Real Red. And then we have our Sweet Sorbet. So you can see how it's a slightly different color. And I'll do one more. We'll do the Parakeet Party. So we have Pear Pizzazz from Subtles. We have also Mint Macaron and Soft Seafoam from the Subtles. And that one's retired now. Just Jade has gone away. So then we have Parakeet Party. Now what I should do is grab Old Olive as well. So the colors add a different shade to what we can use. All right, so let's put all these away for now. I like looking at the colors and comparing them. All right, so these new in colors are shown in the designer series paper. So the Tea Boutique. And I used the die from the teacup dies, this one here, oops, to die cut all of those pieces. So that way I could layer them on top, because I just thought that was so cute. Another demonstrator did that and shared it with us at our on tour. And I did it that day. It just shows it off. So the one on the top is one side and the other one is the back side. So there is quite a few really busy patterns, but I love the colors in this pack of designer series paper. And DSP, or designer series paper, is one of my favorite things in the world. All right, so next up for in color stuff with this suite is the cards and envelopes. Now, oh, I'm showing upside down. Let's try this way. So you get, I think it's 20 cards and envelopes, and all different colors, all 5 in colors, and then also some envelopes to match. So we're going to start off with one card. So I already picked which one I was going to use. And we're going to use the Parakeet Party green, bright green card base. And so it's a printed card base. So the inside is white. So we just fold it in half. It's already pre-scored for you. And then I'm taking a piece from the designer series paper, and we're going to trim it down. So I have it at, I think it's 4 inches. Yep, 4 inches. And we're going to do 2 3/4. So then this will be layered on here. We have our basic white here, and it is, I think, 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. We're going to do some stamping on that, but we want to make sure that this piece here is layered. So I have some sweet sorbet. I've already forgotten that was 2 3/4. So we want 3 inches, because I've already have this cut to 4 1/4. Put my trimmer away. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of gluing. So I love the multi-purpose glue. Just a little bit on the back. And then glue this down. And then we'll glue that onto the base here in just a minute. We're going to do some stamping. So this is a photopolymer stamp set we'll be using. And that means we should have some kind of a foam base. So this is the deluxe foam mat from the Stamparatus. And we're going to use this teacup. And we're going to use the Parakeet Party ink. Of course, it sticks. The photopolymer stamps are sticky. So it is something that they may stick a little bit more when you're stamping on your paper. So I'm just going to stamp that down, pick it up. And of course, we have our Simply Chamois with some water to clean it up. All right, now I'm going to put on with Memento Black we're going to say, I don't know what it says. Thank you for your friendship. It's really tiny. Like a lot tinier than I thought. All right. So we're going to ink it up with black. And we're going to put it along the bottom. There we go. And clean that. And then we're going to, no, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. All right. Trying to figure out if I wanted to put anything into the card. Now, if you die cut the card out, you could stamp and then just put the die cut over top. That's an option. Another reason I love the deluxe foam mat is oops, a little too much glue there, is I can use it as a guide. So I feel like I'm getting my things on kind of straightish. Usually it works. This card also has the lines, so that helps. All right, so it feels like it's missing something, but that's okay. We're going to use some dimensionals, some mini dimensionals. So this one doesn't use the die cuts, but we will do that on the next card. So we're going to make 2 cards using this suite. But you could easily make 10 or 20 cards without too much issue because you have everything you need. Now, if you're someone who doesn't have our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine yet, then you may be interested in our starter kit special this month. Excuse me. So there's our first card. So before I go on to the next card, the starter kit special is $91.25 Canadian value of free product. So you receive a pack of grid paper and the ink pad collection, so all 5 of these ink pads, and also the ink colored 6x6 designer series paper. I don't have it, but it's really, really pretty. It has all these colors in it. But that is something to think about if you love all these colors. And then you can get them. And your starter kit's $135, no shipping. And you get to choose up to $165 worth of product. So this one here, well, maybe we won't be doing any die cutting. I don't remember what I had planned with these things. All right, so we got the Tahitian Tide card base. And I have a piece of Tahitian cardstock, Tahitian Tide. I thought it was Tahiti Tide, but it's not that. Oh, but I want to stamp on this first. All right, but before we stamp, I have this teapot designer series paper that we're going to use. And we're going to do that, let's see, 3 inches, 2 3/4. Let's do 2 3/4. I'm just making this up as I go along. And if we did 4 1/4, it would cover the whole card. But I think we'll just do 4, and that'll just leave a little bit of that Tahitian Tide showing behind. And why I wanted to cut the designer series paper first was we're going to do some stamping with these flowers and this flower to add some dimension to our background. Which block do I need? Not that one. That one will work, I think. And this block. I keep my blocks in my drawer beside right here at my desk so that I can just pull out whatever size of block I need. All right, so we have our items ready to go. This might be a little big. Let's see. No, I like that. So then we want to ink up our stamp. Oops. And move the designer paper. You don't want to stamp on the designer paper. You might want to stamp on the designer paper, but that's not the look I'm going for at the moment. So we'll stamp those there. And maybe I'll do it this way. That's a good idea. There we go. That works better. But just don't stamp off onto the designer paper. And then make sure to turn your stamp depending on what part you want to show. So I'm tired of the multi flowers. So we're going to do some other flowers here. There we go. Make sure to clean them off. That way you don't get ink on your fingers or your project, or less ink on your fingers, I guess. All right, so now we're going to glue this right centered. This is 3.5 by 4 3/4 is this piece of cardstock. And so we'll center this roughly. And then this will go over top, but we're going to leave that off for just a few minutes. All right, so now we need our greeting. So I have this cut, and I think it's 1.5 by 1.5, and this should be 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And we're going to do this big, huge thank you. Perfect little sentiment. And we're going to use the Tahitian tide again. Ink it up. And because I haven't used it before, I'm just going to make sure it has lots of ink on it. Hopefully I got it in the center. I'd say that's pretty good. And then we're going to layer this. Now, another new product in the catalog is the Stylish Shapes dies, and it has some stitched square dies in it. This would be pretty cute with this die cut. So this will go on here, but I wanted to use the dies to showcase those. So let me just move a few things because my desk is getting a little messy here. Oh, actually, before I do that, so these are the teacup dies. So the bundled stamp set and dies together, you save 10%. So it's even included in the suite. So if you purchase the whole Tea Petite suite, you'd get these two items with the 10% savings. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a leaf because I really love the leaf. And I don't think I'm going to stamp it. I think I'm just going to die cut it. But isn't that little citrus piece really cute? And the hearts, I don't have any hearts dies, I don't think. So this is like a great little set that you don't need to like tea, because I don't like tea. I like iced tea, but I don't like tea. So we're going to grab, because that's not a big enough piece. Actually, what if we use designer series paper? Let me grab my designer series paper. This is some of the sheets I haven't used yet. I don't know if I want to use green. What do you think? Should use green? Nah. The blue? Yeah, sure. Let's try the blue and see how crazy it looks. All right. So clear off this again. Here is the Stampin' Cut mini machine. So it's portable, very lightweight. I need, oh, no, not that. What am I looking for? I have my little cart beside my desk with all my items in it. So we have the base plate, the 2 cutting pads, and I am going to trim this down just a little. Let's just grab 3 inches because the platform is 3.5. So any paper that you put through the platform should be, excuse me, less than 3.5 inches wide. So that way it will go through. And that's why I have 3.5 written on my platform if you spied that. All right, so we're just going to put this through. Not the most perfect placement for the die, but that's okay. I like trying to get as much out of each piece of designer paper I can. All right, so before I do any more, let's just tuck this in here. And maybe instead, do I have a teacup? No, it's a big one. I don't quite like that. Let's see now. Maybe if I did this, but maybe instead, will this show up? That might show up. Let's just try it. And it fails, it fails. We'll stop. We'll just put the card together the way I thought it should go. But it's good to experiment, to do something different. And when you have an idea, to try it out. All right, so we have this beautiful die cut, really intricate. And I would suggest using, I didn't, of course, but I would suggest using our adhesive sheets for this, because now I'm going to have to put glue on the back of this. Whoopsie, forgot about that. All right, there we go. All the little pieces. Desk is a mess, but that's okay. All right, so that is just not going to show. It just goes all in there. All right. At least you got to see the dies in use. Like I said, experiment. Try out some things. See if you like it. The solid cup probably would have been better, but that's okay. So we're just going to put this across here. And because it's not 4 1/4, it's not going to go all the way across. And then we're going to use some dimensionals on our thank you. There we go. Oops. And oops, now it's stuck to my finger. And we'll put that right about there. There we go. So where'd my other card go? There it is. So 2 cards that you can make fairly easily using the Tea Boutique suite, including the cup of tea and teacup dies. And this suite is really cute. I'm not a tea person. My grandma loved teacups and collecting them and that type of thing. And I have one of hers upstairs. But I'm not a tea drinker, but I really enjoy this suite. It's a lot of fun and I love the bright colors. So I'd love if you've enjoyed this video to subscribe to my channel and drop me a comment if you're a tea drinker or not. And we'll see you next.